picture from 1998. We were young and dumb. 1902. We were huge in Kawatakuk. It's the only band we ever wanted to surpass was Desert Heat. We never got a chance to. See, look at John. John looks like he's about 10. Ryan had hair. I wasn't sure about his regiment, but I know it was like 100 brush strokes, an evening or something. Derek cut his hair, got a job, real job. I lost my hair and it all fell to my face. That was at the Knowlton pub. This is back when we were Anything But Reason. We had that name for 15 years. And now we're Iron Hill. I don't know why we changed our name, but it sounded cooler. I don't know. So the band got together 15 years ago, ish, May 98. You guys are gonna have to help me. Go ahead. Don't be shy. So it was Ryan Clarkson started the band. He was him and Dave Flanagan were jamming in his basement. And I moved back to Knowlton from Montreal, and met Ryan's mother where I was working. She was like, "Oh, my son has a band. You go play with my son." It's like, I don't even know your son. Like, I don't want friends. So we started jamming with it was me, Ryan, and Dave, and Derek was a buddy of Ryan's, and he was there, and he could play guitar. So we're like, "Here's a bass. Just do it. Just don't ask, please." And that was pretty much that. I was just saying, Dave had a pretty bad accident and wasn't allowed to play drums anymore. I don't know how much detail we want to get into. It's just his life changed after that, and so we were back to me, Ryan, and Dee, just jamming lots of Saturdays, just playing lots and lots of music. And then I met Paul. Paul was biking through town in Knowlton, and I knew him from bands like Hot Rodded Monster. Was a bunch of my buddies playing with him, Derek Burkham and Mike Dieball, who would go on to play for Priestess, which is an awesome band. And Steve Call was there, who I think he named his kids after like 80s rock star. I think he's got a kid named Sebastian. I'm almost positive, which is kind of cool. Mario, I don't remember this guy's last name. Mario Raymond. So I knew Paul. We went and watched him play a bunch of times, and Paul. I don't know. They weren't playing any more music, so Paul decided. We asked him, "You want to come jam with us?" And that was it. The rest was history. We would jam anywhere we could. We were jamming in Charby's parents' garage. We were jamming in Nick Verdusis' house in a small extra bedroom. Where else did we jam? We jammed, in Papa Spiro's before the restaurant was built. Nick Verdusis said, "Oh, if you guys need a place to jam, you can just go in where we're building the restaurant, right in the middle of town," which is really cool. We jammed in my old bedroom for a while too, at the bottom of Rackard Hill. We would just play everywhere we could, and then we knew John. I mean, I grew up with John in Fulford, and I've been coming up here to the camp since I was a little kid. And so we knew John, and I forget how, I don't think it was for a show, like we were going to do live sound, and you were doing sound, and like that's how it all started. And then we're like, "Hey, we should record something." Well, actually, I think our accountant and friend Clay Cornell was the one who first recorded us with a very small 4-track machine, which was probably the worst sounding thing I've ever heard in all my life. But it was cool. And then we came to realize later on that it wasn't actually Clay's recording that was terrible. It was our music. It was my singing, and we weren't playing right. So I guess we figured that out quick. Then we did another tape track, and we did it in John's parents' basement. That went straight to cassette. That was on a cassette, and we ran snakes through the whole house. Like, wires were going everywhere. We were all in the basement. We put Paul next to the wood pile. I remember that. We put up the old hockey sheet. It was a bed. It was a bed sheet with old like NHL stuff on it, and we jammed there. We wrote songs like "Dedicate," I think, got recorded there, and "Don't Say Anything" was recorded there. Like a bunch of really old songs that we never really played again. I don't know if bands go through that where you write songs, you're really excited about them, and then you just write another one and you're like, oh, that was terrible, and this one is so much better. And then we got it in our heads we were going to try to record a record, right? After we recorded in the basement, we're like, we can do this in this house again, but with more equipment. So I think John and Paul, Cameron and Giddings, not the Beatles. John and Paul went to Montreal. We rented was it a DAT machine? It was a digital audio tape machine or something like that. It was still cartridges. It was still like a... Yeah. So you guys went in, I think it was the worst snowstorm ever recorded in the history of the province. And you guys went and picked up this machine, and we settled into John's parents' house again in Fulford and recorded our first and only self-titled record. So we had songs like Circus Lady and Gentleman and Stand, which we play again. Was one of the ones we brought back. Name me some more songs. I'm blanking from that. There was Seven Deadly. There was, say again? There was Troubled Girl. There was, we had a really crazy good time recording that. I think everybody was learning. John was kind of learning recording process, and we were learning how to do it, and what was sharp, what was flat, what was shitty. And then, like, I don't know, well, technology came. Technology, so lots of computer stuff. It seemed that John wasn't just interested in sound, he was also interested in computers. And it just, the technology over the last few years has just changed. We were like, John was starting to build his studio, I think, in his house, and it's only ever been John. We've done one recording, I think, with Fern in the city, and it was different. It was a different process. But then we decided to, it was after the album, we started to say, why don't we come up to the camp and see if we can't lay down 2 or 3 songs. So this would be our, I want to say, 4th or 5th time doing this up here at the camp. We come in and spread out all our gear and made some of the best music we've ever made here, had the best time. You know, maybe sometimes we drank a little too much, maybe ate a little too much, maybe spewed a couple places on the property. But, you know, it's nothing the rain wasn't going to wash away. So, and yeah, I mean, we just kept making more and more music. And we were getting together, we get together in the city once every couple of weeks and jam and write stuff. And so this last sort of couple years, we did take a hiatus for a while as a band. We stopped for 2 years. I think, I don't know, we were practicing a lot and we were playing a lot, and I don't know, I don't even remember what happened. I don't think we took a break. We didn't hate each other, but we just kind of had enough for a while. And then we're like, we crawled back into it. Let's get back. We started playing. You know, we came back. We played a few covers when we came back, and then we kept writing. And then we got a couple of the songs that we got here today, like "Still Waters." This song is just it just feels so good. It's one of the best songs it's just one of the easiest songs. Got written like in no time. And the camp has always been a really inspirational place. Like, I mean, do you need a mug? Like, do you need something? Like, everything you need is here. We just plug in and play, and it's gotten louder over the years. The speakers and stuff seem to get bigger, and the building shakes a little more. As long as we can, I think we're always going to keep coming back here.